Ever thought about how regular people do amazing things? Today, we're going to look at this through the eyes of a special book, Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza. This book is a guiding light in personal growth, showing us the hidden strength and power of our minds. Dispenza, a famous researcher and writer, mixes science and spirituality to lead us into a world where the amazing becomes normal. This book is full of useful information and wisdom, with practical tips and plans that can change our lives in big ways. We'll take a journey through this book, talking about main points, discussing how changing our thoughts can be backed by science, and looking at how our genes play a part in our potential. We'll also talk about link between our minds and bodies, and how changing our thoughts can make a big difference in our lives. So get ready, and let's jump into the exciting world of change and personal growth. Think about how your life could be different if you just change you think. That's what the first chapter of Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza talks about. The idea that changing the way you think can change your life isn't just a cool saying, but it's a real thing, backed up by brain science and psychology. The chapter talks about a thing called neuroplasticity. That's the brain's awesome ability to grow and change by making new brain cell connections. This means that our brains aren't set in stone, but can actually be changed and improved. It's like our brain is a piece of clay, always ready to be reshaped and changed. How does this connect to us changing ourselves? Dispenza says that what we think and feel shapes our life. If we get this, we can use our minds to create the life we want. If we only think and feel negative stuff, it's like we're stuck in the past. But by thinking and feeling differently, we can build a new future. To make it even simpler, think of your mind as a garden. If you plant seeds of negativity, that's what will grow. But if you plant seeds of positivity, you'll get positive experiences. And the best part? You're gardener. You choose what seeds to plant. The chapter also talks about mental rehearsal. This is imagining and feeling what you want in your life. Dispenza says that if we do this over and over, we can create new brain pathways, changing our brain and our life. This is what the science of your mind is all about. It's not just about for the best. It's about knowing how powerful the mind is and using it to change your life. It's about understanding that you're not stuck with your life, but that you can create your own life. This tells us that our minds have the power to change us. So think about it. What life do you want to create? How will you use your mind to make it happen? Remember, your mind is super powerful. Use it in a smart way. Can you believe that your genes don't make you who you are? This is what we learn from Chapter 2 of Joe Dispenza's interesting book, Becoming Supernatural. Dig into this cool idea. We often say things like, "It's in my genes," or "My parents gave me this," making it seem like our genes decide our future. But Dispenza thinks differently. He says our genes aren't the bosses of our potential, but rather, they are more like advice with plenty of room to change. The study of epigenetics tells us that our genes aren't set in stone. They can be influenced by our thoughts, feelings, experiences, and beliefs. So what does all this mean? It means we can beat genetic limitations. That's right, we can change our genetic future. This is an uplifting idea. We aren't just puppets controlled by our DNA, we're the puppet masters. We can change the plan that our genes have given us. Dispenza says that the way to do this is by consciously changing our thoughts, feelings. By doing so, we can make new, healthier, and more positive changes in our genes. This isn't a quick fix. It's a journey of learning about ourselves and changing that needs determination. But as Dispenza points out, the reward is worth it. By controlling our genes, we can reach our true potential, get healthier, and change our lives in ways we never imagined. Basically, we're not stuck with our genes, but can change our genetic future. It's a mind-blowing idea that makes us rethink what we know about ourselves and our potential. An idea that can lead to a healthier, happier, more satisfying life. So, are you ready to change your genetic future? Can you train your body to match your mind's transformation? This is the main idea in Chapter 3 of Joe Dispenza's intriguing book, Becoming Supernatural. The chapter talks about the interesting connection between the mind and body. It suggests that our minds and bodies aren't just connected, they work together. The state of our mind can change the state of our bodies, and the other way around. Dispenza refers to this as the body-mind connection. He believes that any big change should involve both the mind and the body. The body should be trained to match the mind's transformation. But what does this mean? It's teaching the body to behave in ways that match the new way of thinking we're trying to develop. For example, if we want to have a peaceful mindset, we need to teach our bodies to be relaxed and calm. If we want to have a joyful mindset, our bodies should show that with energy and liveliness. But how can we do this in everyday life? Dispenza gives a few tips. First, he advises us to pay more attention to our bodies. This can be done with mindfulness and meditation, where we focus on how our bodies feel and how they respond to our thoughts and feelings. Second, Dispenza suggests doing physical that match with our desired mindset. This could be yoga or Tai Chi for peace, or energetic workouts for a lively mindset. The important thing, he says, is to keep doing these activities. The more we do them, the more we train our bodies to match our new way of thinking. The power of change isn't just in our minds, it's also in our bodies. By understanding and using this mind-body connection, we can truly start a complete transformation journey. Can we mix spirituality and science in our personal growth journey? This idea is at the heart of Chapter 4 in Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza. In this part of the book, Dispenza talks about the interesting link between spirituality and our brains. He suggests that our brains do more than just think and control our bodies. They can also help us experience deep spiritual moments. This view challenges the old way of thinking that separates the physical and spiritual. It suggests that both can happen in our brain. Dispenza explains when we do spiritual activities like meditating or being mindful, we're not just relaxing our minds or looking for inner peace. We're actually changing our brains. These activities help our brain in a way that can lead to the creation of new brain connections. Over time, these new connections can change how we think, feel, and see the world. Change isn't just in our minds, it's physical. When we keep doing these spiritual activities, our brains start to work in a different way. We start to switch from a state of survival, driven by stress and fear, to a state of creation, driven by growth and love. This change is more than just personal growth. It's about unlocking our hidden abilities, overcoming our limits, and becoming better versions of ourselves. It's about realizing that we're not separate from the universe but part of it. The deeper this connection, the more our lives change. But what does this mean for you? It means that you have power to shape your life. By combining spirituality and science, you can change your life. You can use the tips that Dispenza shares in his book to develop a new way of thinking, change your brain, and experience the supernatural. Spirituality and science don't contradict each other. Instead, they work together in our personal growth journey. What if you could change your brain to help yourself change? In the 5th chapter of Becoming Supernatural, Joe Dispenza talks about this in a really interesting way. He says that our brain isn't fixed, but can change and be shaped by what we think and what we experience. He talks about neuroplasticity, which is a fancy way to say that the brain can make new connections. This means that when we learn or experience something new, our brain changes. It's like we're carving a new path in our brain. And this isn't just theory. Let's take London taxi drivers, for example. They have to know all the streets in the city, which has made a part of their brain bigger than in people who don't drive taxis. That's how flexible our brains are. But what does this mean for us? Well, Dispenza says that if we focus on specific thoughts or feelings, we can change our brains on purpose. If we keep thinking about something, the connections in our brain get stronger. Over time, these new brain patterns change how we act, our habits, and our life. Dispenza gives us some tips on how to do this. One is meditation. By calming our mind, focusing, and picturing what we want, we can make new brain paths. We can make our brains fit our dreams and goals. But it's not a quick fix. It takes time and effort. It's like exercising your brain. And the more you do it, the stronger you get. So, by changing our brains on purpose, we can really control how we change. This is not wishful thinking, but a fact proven by lots of studies. The power to change, to become supernatural, is in all of us. We just need to use it. So, what can we learn from Becoming Supernatural? This interesting book, written by Joe Dispenza, gives us a guide to go beyond our usual thinking and reach the extraordinary. It shows us we're not controlled by our genes, but can shape our own futures. We find out our mind is really powerful and can even change our physical bodies. It shows us how changing our brains and training our bodies to think differently, we can become more than normal. The book also teaches us about the deep link between our spiritual selves and our brains. showing us the potential inside us. It teaches us that change is not only something we can do, it's something we can achieve if we use the ideas and techniques it talks about. We suggest you read more of this book to start your journey of personal change. We hope you like this overview of becoming supernatural. If you enjoyed the content, please click on the like button and subscribe for more interesting ideas. Sharing this video might inspire someone else, so feel free to pass it on. At LearningTab, we love learning new things and reading powerful books. We have a lot of exciting stuff coming up, like reviews of other great books and talks about personal growth. So stay with us. We also want to know what you think. If you've read Becoming Supernatural or plan to, leave a comment below and let's chat. Thanks for being with us on this journey of learning. Until next time, keep learning and growing.